friends, Lissa here for another video. Today's video is going to be in answer to a question that I got on Instagram. She was wondering why some people lose their hair and their periods on a raw vegan diet. So I would like to talk about my top 4 reasons why that could happen and how to avoid it in this video. Now, in the last 4 years that I have been a raw vegan, I have not lost my period. In fact, my cycle is incredibly normal. Every 28 days, I get my cycle, and it's been the same way for the past 4 years. Now, in my past, I have had a lot of issues with my cycle, sometimes going up to 9 months without getting a period. So I have had a lot of problems with really irregular periods. Normally it would be like every 3 to 4 months, sometimes 5 to 9 months without getting one. And this happened for years, ever since I started menstruating. So it's been really roller coastery for me. And also whenever I would get a period, it would be incredibly painful and I would be rolling around in pain, needing to take meds because I just couldn't handle it. So once I went raw vegan, it took about 7 or 8 months, give or take, before my cycle completely normalized. And now it's normal. I do get a small cramp here and there. Sometimes it depends on the stress, and it also depends on if I'm sitting a lot, like if I'm working at the computer on and on and on and on, and I don't get any exercise. Sometimes my cycle tends to be a little bit more crampy, but for the most part I don't get any cramps except for the little tiny one of my uterus moving to expel the lining. But that said, I think that the number one reason why people lose their periods is due to stress. Stress is the number one reason why people experience discomfort in life. We cannot avoid some stresses, and other stresses we need to manage properly. When you're on a raw diet does not get rid of life stress. Unfortunately, as much as we'd like it to, it doesn't. So we all go through things like breakups, losing jobs, losing money, going through torment. Like there's some stuff that we go through that we cannot fix with a diet, obviously, and that stress trumps diet all the time. The thing is that when you're eating a raw vegan diet during the times of stress, once the stress is over, then you are more ahead than if you just caved and ate junk food during the stress because it was a great justification. And I know I've done that in the past, but now if I do go through incredibly severe periods of stress, which I have plenty of times in the last 4 years, I find it so much easier on my body if I stay raw. Now, this stress hasn't led me to lose my period, but I have lost hair during the times of extreme stress. So there have been 2 or 3 times in the past 4 years that I have gone through extreme amounts of stress, and my hair does get a little bit brittle and break off. But after the stress and after I start eating a proper amount of calories again, then I have no problem. So I know it's definitely linked with stress and not eating enough, which brings me into the second reason why women lose hair and men, and why women lose their cycles, is because they're not eating enough. Now, I don't care what diet you're on. You can be eating animal products, you can be eating junk food, you can be eating really healthy with animal products, you can be eating raw vegan, you can be vegan, vegetarian, it doesn't matter. If you are not eating enough calories, you will most likely experience some nutritional deficiencies and hair loss. When people restrict their calories down underneath like 1,200 calories, they're not getting enough minerals, they're not getting enough fats and proteins and carbs and all of that stuff that we need to keep our hair healthy, keep our metabolism or our metabolic rate up, to keep our health optimal. We need to eat the calories. So if you are not eating enough, please make sure that you start eating more calories. Increase your fruit intake and increase your greens intake, which then brings me to the third thing. We need to increase our greens and get more minerals from our greens. Now, there are a lot of people who say that because we're frugivores, we should be living on solely fruit. Now, the problem with that is that the majority of us do not live in the tropics, and we are not picking fruit fresh off our own grown trees that are completely organic and full of minerals. I don't have that here, and a lot of the fruit that I get in Canada sucks. So I need to eat a lot more volume to get the nutrition that I would if I was just picking it off a tree, sun ripened in the tropics. I mean, we all dream of that, but in reality, we have to make do with what we have. And in order to get enough minerals, we need to supplement with a lot more greens. And if you want, you can do like a barley grass juice powder, like Daily Green Boost or something like that. You can take algae supplements or whatever. Coconut water is a really good source of minerals. You can take a trace mineral supplement. Anything like that, if you need to increase your minerals, that is essential. I believe that greens are an essential part of a healthy lifestyle. We need to have greens. We should be eating sprouts and lots of fruit. So that is definitely something to look into. If you have lost your period or if you're losing your hair, increase your greens, like up to 2 pounds a day if you need to. Drink a lot in your smoothies, make a lot of salads, and get those greens in is so essential. The fourth reason why some women might be losing their periods might also be because they're eating too low fat. I say that we don't need to eat a lot of fats, and which is true, we don't, but we do need to keep a balance of fats. So it's around the 10, maybe 15% mark for some people. But if you are eating 1,200 calories a day, you can only get in about 120 calories from fats, which is 10%. If, however, you're eating 2,400 calories a day, you can eat a lot more fat and stay in the 10% range. So at 2,400 calories, you can eat up to like 26 grams of fat instead of only 13 grams of fat. So the key is to eat more calories throughout the day so that you can enjoy a little bit more fats at night. So lots and lots of fruit at breakfast. Aim for 800 to 1,000 calories of fruit at breakfast and during snacks. Lunch should be like a 600 or 700 calorie salad. Maybe have a couple more 100 calories worth of fruit between lunch and dinner. And then at dinner time, you can enjoy your fats with your dark leafy greens, get your minerals, get your fats, and hopefully that will in turn increase your calories, which can increase your fat percentage. Because I know a lot of people are saying that we need to add more fats, and that could be true. If you are not eating enough fats, your hormones start to suffer. But in order to eat enough fats, you have to eat enough calories to keep the balance at around 10%. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. If you're looking for awesome raw vegan recipes, I've got over 200 in my recipe books. You can find them all at the link right here. You can also get print versions of my books on Amazon. You can find me on Facebook at Lissa's Raw Food Romance, over on Instagram where I am most active and most likely to answer your messages at Raw Food Romance, and I'm over on Snapchat if you want to follow over there too, Lissa Raw Vegan. Until the next video, guys, eat your greens and try to practice stress management to keep that stress level low. Love you all, and fruit on.